Okay, well, first of all, to those who are mourning the loss due to 9/11, thoughts and prayers to them. But look, I'm not opposed to the IRS being more cost effective or more efficient. That's what they should be doing. But here we have another example of where technology is being used against the American people as opposed to being used for the American people. Look, tax cheats, they should be prosecuted. No one should be cheating on their taxes. But at the same time, we don't have a revenue problem here in America. We got a spending problem. And here's an example of the government using their resources to go after the American people instead of helping the American people. Look, I was a small businessman for 32 years, and I can tell you, it's a harrowing experience to go through an IRS audit. I went through two of them. You almost have to make a decision early on. Is this worth it financially? Is this worth it emotionally? Or should I just go ahead and concede and let them have it? This is another example of the American government using and weaponizing issues like this. And that's what we need help. What about the shoplifting that's going on in America? Over $90 billion in shoplifting last year. Why can't we do that? Why can't we address that with our resources? And I'll tell you, AI is a hot subject right now in America and in Congress. We're trying to get our arms around it, and we're not there yet. I will tell you that.
Congressman, no argument. There's a lot of issues that need to be addressed, including the shoplifting and theft that's taking place in stores. But let's talk about your proposal, the fair tax proposal. There's been a lot of criticism of it. I know you're trying to simplify things and just say that we will be charging a tax of 23% on everything you buy. The problem is that really hurts lower income people because they're spending their entire paycheck on things. And I realize there is a rebate at the end of the month. That seems pretty complex, too, just like the system right now is complex because it includes all kinds of exclusions and things that make the tax code very complicated. If you were just doing straight on income, that would be one thing with no exemptions. If you were to just do this, 23%, again, it seems like it's pretty regressive and hurts people who don't make as much money.
Well, of course, that's why we have the prebate. Look, is the fair tax perfect? No, it's not perfect. But I would submit to you that if my colleagues would help us and come up with suggestions instead of criticisms, that we can make this better. Look, people don't like to pay taxes. We all know that. However, given the choice between a property tax and a consumption tax, they would rather have a consumption tax where they're in control, not where the weaponized agency of the IRS is in control.
Would you exempt anything? What about health care taxes? If someone goes to the hospital and has a $100,000 bill, are they going to have to pay $123,000?
Well, that's the kind of thing we need to be talking about. Look, government's supposed to be about big ideas. That's why we need to be discussing this. Is that something? And this would be an opportunity for us to help sectors that need help like this. Certainly, healthcare costs are major among the costs that people are facing now. We've seen that. I serve on the Health Subcommittee of Energy and Commerce. We've seen the impact that healthcare costs have on people. It can be devastating. So there's an example of where we can address this situation.